This is for Finley Marie Hunter. God, I hope I got the middle name right. From her pop-pop. And it used to be, long ago, Finley, that 6-year-olds didn't know how to read. So let's pretend that this little girl's Finley. And this is featuring Jim Henson's Sesame Street Muppets. Grover learns to read. Actually, Grover's the older one. So let's see how it goes. Sesame Street start to read books, help young children take a giant step into reading, blah, 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 blah. Big Bird, Bert, Ernie, you got that. Okay. Grover Learns to Read by Dan Elliott, illustrated by Normand Chartier. Featuring you-know-who. Bedtime stories. Grover and his grandma. Grover on this side. Grover was happy. He was in his cozy bed. Oh, it's not his grandma. And his mother was reading a bedtime story to him. She loved him. She had a furry face, though. Soon you will be reading books all by yourself, she said. Just think, my little Grover in school and learning to read. She kissed him good night and said, sleep tight. But Grover did not sleep tight. He tossed and turned. Read books all out by myself, he said to his pillow. I want my mommy to read to me. The next day in school, Grover's teacher wrote some words on the blackboard using A, 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 B, 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 C, C, D, D, E, E, F, F, G, 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 Y, Y, Z, Z. I like school. I'm Mrs. Friddlehofer, and I'm teaching you to like school or you get a spanking. And there are the nice kids in school. And there's Grover and his classmates. Grover sang all the way home. I, Grover, am so smart. Mommy will be so proud. I, Grover, can read out loud. Suddenly he stopped singing. But I do not want to read out loud. I want Mommy to read to me and tuck me in and kiss me good night. From now on, I will try not to learn to read. Smart guy, Grover. When Grover got home, his mother gave him some milk and cookies. How was school? She asked. Did you have a reading lesson? Grover said, yes. I forget how Grover talks. Good, said his mother, but I remember how his mom talks. And what did you learn? Grover thought about it. Nothing, he said. Oh my, nothing at all? Asked his mother. Grover did not answer. Guilt, liar, worried. Grover. That night, Grover's mother read his favorite story, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Grover was able to read some of the words himself because he'd been to school for one day. Sure. And how he wanted to tell her, but he said nothing. Said Papa Bear. And every day after school, when his mother asked, what did you learn in school? What did you learn in school today? Grover said, nothing. Then he would say, read me a story, Mommy. His mother would smile and say, in a minute, and she always did read him a story. But sometimes it was a very long minute. She's going, oh my, what's this? Dear teacher, I'm very upset about Grover's project in reading. Liar, liar, pants on fire, gets in trouble every tire. One day after school, Grover was playing in the park. Betty Lou came running up. Grover, do me a favor, she said. I have to take these books back to the library. Will you watch my baby sister? I'll be back in a minute. Oh, come on. Would you trust Grover with even the doll, let alone baby sister? Grover. Yes, I, Grover, the babysitter, will be happy to watch your baby sister. Maybe I'll go play basketball. So he entertains the little girl. Betty Lou left and the baby started to cry. Grover tried to make the baby stop crying, stood on his head. He made funny faces, but the baby just screamed louder and louder. "Oh dear, where's Betty Lou? This is a very long minute," he said. The baby picked up Grover's book and put it in her mouth. "No," said Grover, "books are not for eating, books are for reading. I, Grover, will show you." He opened the book and began to read. Wait a minute, did we miss something? Once upon a time, read Grover. The baby stopped crying. She crawled into Grover's lap and smiled. Betty Lou looks down. There they are. Soon Betty Lou came back. "Thanks a lot, Grover," she said. "Oh, it was nothing." "It was nothing," he said. His mother smiled. "Grover, I did not know you learned how to read," and she gave him a big hug. "Yes, I'm a super spreader. A super reader," he said. "That is wonderful," said Grover's mother. "No, it's not," he said sadly. "Now you will stop reading to me." Grover's mother looked surprised. "Why, I love reading to you, and I always will, but now you can read to me sometimes, too." "I know, it's two sometimes." Look at her. Are those two great big tears in her eyes? Grover's reading. "Oh, Mommy," Grover said happily, "this is a great idea." And he opened a book and read a story to her right now. That night, after Grover's mother read him a story and tucked him in, she said, "Let's go to the library tomorrow. It's time for you to get a library card." Then she kissed him good night and said, "Sleep tight." And that is just what he did. I don't know where his father is, that no good bum. I think he's out having fun. So there's the librarian. And there's Story Hour. And there are the index cards. And there are the books. And that was my life before Sesame Street ever got started. Bert, Ernie, what is he? Cookie Monster, Big Bird, Cookie Monster, Grouch, Oscar, and Mary Lou. Here are exciting stories beginning readers love and will love to read all by themselves.